Hello, good morning, guys. It's Lara FX Academy today, and we are going to be discussing about a really key factor in trading, a real big key factor in trading, which are basically the daily support and resistance levels. Understand? So today we are going to be looking at the previous chart to understand how the daily support and resistance level get to affect our trading. Are you with me? So we want to understand how the daily support and resistance level get to affect our trading. Now, one thing we will easily do here is this. We want to work with this particular area using our section into in order to actually use our vertical line to separate each of the different days. Sorry about that, guys. Now what we do is we go down to the next. We select this. So let's bring it out. We want to mark from this day down to this day. Then we would be able to, okay, no need to do that. I think we've already established our session break, so it will automatically get marked. So we don't need to mark this. We don't need to establish this. So one thing we can easily do is this particular column we want to discuss about, we can make it very light. We can make it a little bit light. So that way we are able to understand that this particular region is what we want to discuss about. So now we can go to the one hour time frame. Now on the 1 hour time frame, you can see that we have what we call different day demarcation. So if you should look at this chart now, you will see there are lines you have at the center which are like this line, this line, this line, this line, all the way to the downside. Those are our they are basically what we call a session break indicator. Basically, it helps us to identify the point at which the previous day ended. You understand? And also helps us to be able to identify the um, end of, in fact, the point of the previous day and then the previous day, just like that. It helps us to demarcate each of the days to understand what happened during that particular day in the market. Now we clearly can see this was the level of support. Now I'll remove this column so that we can do our analysis freely. So this was a level of support, and at this level of support, basically we can find out that we can see that the market actually created what we call, this is a support. Why do we call this a support? It's a support because, and now this is a daily support. Why? Because during this previous day, the past day, markets created a support at this point, and then after a day, a new day, which is today, we can see market has actually come to retest this support. Whether this particular pair is going to break it, now that is not really the case. The case is this support level has been tested. So this is a daily support level. You understand? Now we have this resistance point here. This resistance point is aligning with this previous day. You can see this resistance point is aligning with this previous day. Now that can be termed as our daily resistance point. You understand? During these few days, you understand? Now let's go to the 15-minute time frame so that maybe we can see this whole market direction and reaction clearly. So we can see what happened here. We can see something that happened at this particular point in time. What happened? You can see during this particular these 3 days, we had markets test this point, test this price, and test it again, which is we had price testing these levels, tested those levels reoccurrently. Yeah, so good. So we can see price testing these levels reoccurrently. You get, so this simply tells us that this is the daily resistance level because price tapped here, tapped here, tapped here, and at each tap it made, it created a direction. Now after that happened, before that particular reaction happened there at those price, one other thing we could see was this particular level. So you can see this particular level, what happened at this level. We see that price rallied to the upside from this particular support, got tapped in again, it came back to this price, tapped it, came back to this price, tapped it, and rallied again to the upside, helping us to understand that once we have a two touch, that creates a support. You understand? Once price has tapped into a particular zone twice, that helps us to understand that that level is a level of support or a level of resistance. Now, if you can see this particular point here, price tapped it twice. You understand? We had the first tap, we had the second tap. Basically, that tells us that this particular point is a level of resistance. This particular point where market tapped it 1, 2, 3. Price basically at that point created a level of support. You understand? You understand? And basically that support is a strong support because it tapped it multiple times, at least 3. At this price, you can see this is a level of support. Price tapped it 2 times, and you can just keep seeing it. So it's very easy to spot out daily resistance and support levels. So if you can see what's happening here, this is a daily resistance level, meaning that signifying that during the previous day, price tapped into this particular resistance level. During this particular day, we also had price tap into it, and if you should extend it again, you will see that price actually still respected it even before breaking into the highs. Now it's very important. Why? Because it helps us to understand the reaction of market and to know how to implement our trading. Now, what can we see here again? We can see price simply doing same thing, testing this particular support level. You see price got into this point and rallied to the upside. It has always been doing that. Now, if you see this area here aligns with this particular point, so it's all a level of resistance point. You see what happened when level it dropped, got into this price, it dropped, got back into that zone, dropped, got back into the zone, it dropped, but this level couldn't hold much, and price violated it by not really violating it, it broke that particular level. So another example of where we could see that happening is on this particular low. So a point where you can find equal highs and equal lows at the same price point, at the same price point area, is basically classified as our support or our resistance levels. So you see we have price at this particular point. So we have price at this particular point, this low, also at this low. It basically tells us that this price is a support level. This area of price is a support level. Now let's see what we have. Okay, very good. So you can see it's once it prints itself, it's basically just so clear and straightforward. You see price did what again? Price got into this level, it's dropped, got into this level, it's dropped, got into this level, helping us understand that this particular area of price is a resistant level. So it simply means that whenever price got into this point, it didn't want to push it up. It couldn't break to the upside. It got into this point, couldn't break to the upside. Got into this point, couldn't break to the upside. Thereby helping us understand that this was a resistant point to price at this particular day. Okay, very good. So we can see price giving us something like that again here. Basically, we can see this particular price point as a resistant price point. You can see that this area also played out as a clean resistant price point. You can see it. So we can keep going, you understand? We can just keep going non-stop, marking out resistance points and support levels. You can see this is a resistance point. Simply, a resistance point is simply telling you that price on getting to that point resisted the market from pushing above and it dropped. And then a support point helps you to understand that whenever price got into that support level, it it served as a strength. It served as a kind of momentum, a support. The name explains it all. You understand? It serves as a support to pushing the market to the upside. You understand? You can see what happened here. Price got to the downside, rallied up, got to the downside, and rallied up again. So simply helped us to understand that this actually served as a support point. Now, this is an example. I used the Euro USD. Now, let me switch to the volatility indices market so that you can also see the example right on here. Now, we can go to the smaller time frame, which is the yeah, so we can go to the 1 hour time frame. So you can see it's clearly happening here also, where we have this price as the support point, have this point, support point, have this price also here as a support point, and just a little bit after that point, you are able to see that this particular level serves as our resistance point. You understand? So look at this one again. We have this area as our resistance point. Now, one thing you clearly see now is on this particular one, we didn't really have to use a period separator to initiate the resistance point or support point. You can now, from just the previous example, you can understand that you are able to mark the support and resistance points without even any much stress in terms of looking at the chart. So you can see this particular area now. Once you're able to mark or spot two levels where market taps into a particular level price point and rally to the upside or drop to the downside, that is either your support or resistance point. This is now your support point. You can see price tapped into it, tapped again, tapped into it, and tapped again into it. So multiple times you can see that that is a support point. Now this level here, you can see price tapped into this point, dropped, got into this point, dropped, got into this point, and it dropped again. So that clearly tells us that is our resistance point. So I'll be giving our last example, which is this. You can see price got into this particular area, tapped into this point, dropped, tapped into this particular level, it dropped again, tapped into this particular level, it dropped again, telling us that that was a significant resistance point. So by this, I believe I've been able to educate you guys on how to properly spot support and resistance points in the market, both on currency pairs and on indices market. We can continue going down to other cryptocurrency pairs and stock pairs and all of that. It's same with all of all these markets. Spotting points like the resistance points and support points is really, really important in the market. It helps you to gather information on getting your analysis, you understand, right? So I really appreciate you all if you've gotten value from this video to give us a thumbs up on the video, and do well to share with your friends, you understand, who actually would love and appreciate the information we are passing on here. And also give us a subscribe, you understand, subscribe to our channel, help us share the particular content so that more persons on YouTube can also be able to refer others to this particular content and watch and enjoy. Stay blessed, guys. One love. Peace out.